something that we've all feared with the Miami Dolphins, especially talking about, the elephant in the room, Tua, is the fact that he always finds ways to get hurt. He always finds ways to be sitting on the bench, not on the field. And that's something that's been my concern. We've talked about that on the channel now multiple times about how I'm certainly okay with Tua being moved off from this offseason because of the fact he can't stay healthy, because of the fact that he's undersized, he's unathletic, he doesn't have a big arm. So many things go into what I've come to believe around Tua. I still think we can win games with Tua. We proved that this year. We beat the Bengals. We beat the Ravens. We got into the playoffs. I think we can get to the playoffs, and who knows? Maybe even a perfect circumstance, we can get to the Super Bowl. Who knows? But we do know one thing is for certain, and this man just finds ways to get hurt. So what is the tactic to try to circumvent that, especially with the injuries that he sustained this year, specifically concussion injuries? It looks like he's going to be going through falling drills. Tua is going to be taking drills to figure out how to find himself on the floor. Now, I mean, maybe I'm going to be a bit satirical here and roll my eyes and all, because let's be real. At the end of the day, this is certainly something he needs to get better at. He needs to find a way to not take these big hits, to not get thrown to the earth by 6'6", 350-pound defensive linemen that can just yeet him to the other side of the earth through the ground. That is certainly something he does need to figure out how to do. 100%. It's just a bit sad that this is the circumstance we have. I don't want the news of the day about my starting quarterback to be he has to figure out how to get on the ground. I understand this is something that he has to do because it's getting ridiculous how often he's getting hurt. And especially with the same injury, 2, 3, whatever you want to call it, 2 or 3 concussions are 2 or 3 too many. Definitely the last one could have been circumvented by him getting on the ground. The first one, or second one, dear God, get on the ground. What are you doing? Again, a 6'6", 350-pound man is running at you. He's more athletic than you. He's faster than you. How is that possible? But he found a way to just throw you to the ground. And it wasn't dirty. It was not a dirty hit. I was sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings with Donovan that you've seen here on this channel with some of my other friends. And Donovan being the Dolphins homer that he is, like, yes, it's Miami Dolphins Syndicate here, but I like to keep it real with y'all. I sell authentic content. I'm not going to tell you something that I don't believe. He's sitting there like, that's dirty. Or say he said the same thing, Matt Milano, that's dirty. That's a football play. Was it maybe unnecessary? The Matt Milano one? Yeah, maybe unnecessary. But who was it? DJ Reader? Is he even still on the Bengals? Maybe I'm making that up. Whoever it was on the Bengals, that was not dirty. That's just a large man holding onto a little man and introducing him to the grass, introducing him to the earth. I'm 6'6", 245 pounds, depending on the day, depending on what I ate. I'm a large individual. Most people, if I walked up to them and grabbed them, throw it to the ground, I could do it with ease, and it would look rough. I'm not even trying to flatter myself, but it just is what it is. Large man meets small man. Large man's going to win every single time. So what is Tua's and Tua's trainer idea to fix that? Going to go through training sessions to help him get to the ground quicker. And I'm all for it. It's just, come on, man. It's just another thing that we have to talk about with Tua. I'm so tired of talking about Tua, talking about what's wrong with him, talking about the fact that he's small, talking about the fact that he doesn't have a big arm, talking about the fact that he's unathletic, the fact that he gets hurt a lot. All of these things, the fact that we could have had Burrow, the fact that we tried to trade up for Burrow, the fact that we could have had Herbert, we tried to get Brady, we tried to get Watson. I'm tired of it. We're still going to do it because it's relevant content. It's relative to it's relevant at the time of hand. There is a possibility we move up Tua. There's a possibility we stick with Tua. Every little thing that comes up about Tua, I'm sick and tired of having to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I know you guys want to know, and we want answers as to what's going to happen with Tua, but that's just something we aren't going to find out yet. We have to let the offseason unfold and see whether this little human being can survive the NFL. I don't know if he can. If he ends up being our quarterback, I hope we win the Super Bowl. I hope he goes out and has the most perfect season to ever exist. I will wear my Tua jersey to game day. I'll be rooting for him. I will never root against a Dolphins player. I might roll my eyes at Keon Crossan this year because he deserved it. I might roll my eyes at Josh Boyer because he deserved it. But at the end of the day, I want Keon Crossan to go lock up Stephon Diggs. I want Josh Boyer to call the most magnificent defensive play call you've ever seen in your entire life. I want it to happen. I'm just not sure it's going to happen. Tua, this little man who's unathletic, who doesn't have a strong arm, it requires such perfection to be great. It's another chapter to the size, the negative emotion I have to feel about the Miami Dolphins because he's going to be going through falling drills.